and gentlemen, why do they keep doing that? Oh my gosh, there
Keep doing
Dave
what?
is. Oh, it's just nothing.
Yeah, I'm here.
Where are you?
Finally. How did that go?
Jeez. Jesus.
Bro, you gotta be on location for these things.
Yeah, I guess so. I've
Ah,
been I've been hanging out in the room all day. And my screen's doing the weird glitchy thing. You guys can't see it, but I'm gonna have a seizure if I look that way today. So I'm gonna look this way all day. So.
well, I need to do one thing that may or may not make it on. 'Cause I just took a 50-mile bike ride. And it's hot.
Do it, do it, do it. Oh, oh, Dave is gone. He's gone. He's
Not
gone.
forever. We're
Well,
talking
he's gone.
10 seconds.
I'm waiting 10 seconds. I gotta stop chewing on that. I don't even know if my audio's working. My audio's working. Dave, we can't see what you're doing, brother. Welcome back to the Circle 3 podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 13 of season 3. We didn't see a single thing there.
I'm very happy I turned my camera off for that.
Did you eat it?
You fall down.
um. Well, while we let Dave dry off, we're gonna have a little Ian segment to start us off, okay? Um. I'm sure some of you have seen. I have not been playing good disc golf when it comes to ratings. I have not shot around at or above my rating this year, this calendar year. I am pretty frustrated with myself, but it's not going to stop me. I want to keep pushing myself because I feel like all the skills and abilities are there. I'm just not putting together full rounds, and I'm throwing away strokes and holes with small mistakes. And I have no words, and I'm sorry to my fans out there. I know half you are cheering for me, but I had a goal this year, and it's to get to 900, and the likelihood of that happening now is very, very, very low, just because of the lack of tournaments that I will be able to play in.
Apologies, senor.
You're good. We're having an Ian
Got my
moment.
earbud.
We're having an Ian moment, so you're good. Take your time. Um, we've talked about this before, but Dave and I are filming a lot of the Another Round A tiers that they're hosting. So Utah States will be one of them. Salt Lake Open will be one of them. Creekside will be one of them. Um,
Can you hear me now, sir?
yeah, are you there? Hell, I can hear you, Dave. Um, but we'll be doing that, which means we won't be able to play in those. I'll be able to play in Creekside because I believe we're doing AM and Pro Weekend. So the lack of tournaments, the likelihood of me getting the 900 this calendar year is very low. With that being said, I'm gonna keep trying. And if for some reason my rating drops below 830, I will deactivate my PDJ account.
You won't drop below that. You just need to play the right tournaments in the right kind of mindset. I think that's the biggest thing is just like you can't just play tournaments thinking that like you're always just gonna boost your rating.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be in the right mindset and kind of ready to go. And if you're just always like, well, I'm gonna play this week and then next week and I'm just gonna keep doing really good and boost my rating, like it's just not you're gonna have down weeks,
Yeah.
you know. I think you gotta start picking and choosing your tournaments a little more.
Yeah, I
And
think.
also, if you're gonna play leagues, like play with particular people.
Yeah. Yep. I had a chat with myself about that yesterday. Um, I I love Creekside League, and I'm gonna finish it out. But I think I'm gonna go play Roots on Thursday because I want to put up a fight. I don't want to sit there and bitch and moan about little things, but I want to put up a fight in this rating thing, and I'm not gonna give up. I've had a rough couple weeks of disc golf. If you didn't see, I'm gonna show the I'm gonna show the world what I got from Elevate Utah AI last night at 10:43. Listen, Ian, I hate to break your conspiracy theory, but sometimes discs just suck. And it should have said you just suck. I got that from an AI. An AI.
You also gotta stop beating yourself up when you have bad throws.
Okay,
You do that way too early in a round,
I know, but here's what happened yesterday.
and that's when you start going downhill.
Here's what happened yesterday. Okay, I had two double bogeys on back-to-back holes, and I said I'm gonna move on. I don't care. And the back nine was just pars with one bogey, and I did not have like that moment of like I'm over it until hole 16 where I was just like I haven't made a circle one putt in 17 holes. Um, and then Flippy says taking simple sports way too seriously. And it basically just says I shoot five over. I'm awful, and I did snatch the 29 tag somehow yesterday. Don't know how.
Right.
But it's been a rough few days, few weeks of disc golf. I think the wonder I played okay round one, and I went into round two feeling good, and then the bloody nose really just ticked me off, and I think that hurt. Leagues, I think I'm gonna, like Dave said, start picking and choosing a little more. Um, anyways, let's get over the Ian section. Thank you for bearing with me, my Ian supporters out there. Pray for me because I need it. I need it.
I don't think I played a sanctioned round in 2 months.
Really.
Yeah, it's been a while. Because like starting up new jobs and everything else, I'm now working almost 7 days a week, so just picking and choosing time.
Yep.
Right now, I got my triathlon that I'm training for. That's out at the lake,
Yep.
which I forgot my goggles today, which I was very upset about.
Oh, that swim gotta suck.
I brought everything else with me except for that. So I think instead of tracking a 2K swim, I'm just gonna go out and like tread and do some stuff in the water for a little while.
Yeah.
We'll see. Water feels good though. It's actually pretty warm out here.
Yeah. Hey, what's the water temp up there right now, Dave?
Probably about 60 degrees.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it might. I'm sure the website probably has it what it actually is, but it feels pretty warm to me, especially that it's 85 degrees out here at Echo at like 6K elevation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Dave, we have a few things to chat about this week. Number one is Friday Night Lights are back, baby.
Heck yeah.
Um, Last week, apparently about 80 people showed up. I was not one of them, but I heard a lot of good things. Um, I'm really excited for Friday Night Lights. It's non-sanctioned. It's on a Friday. Go out and drink some beers with your boys and your girls, whatever it might be. Go play some disc golf in the dark. It's actually really fun.
It's a good time. Everybody's out there just enjoying themselves. Nobody's taking it too seriously.
Yep.
They decorate some holes with some lights,
Yep.
you know. Plus, you can't blame the tree you can't see.
Yep, exactly. Um, Apparently we're doing no Mandos this year because you can't tell if you made or missed a Mando.
Yeah, I mean that just kind of makes sense. Except for I guess 14. 14 you could always kind of, except for like the fact that we already can't tell if you make a Mando technically right now
Yeah,
in the daytime.
yeah. Um, which I'm really excited for. I will be there this Friday. Dave, will you be there?
Friday, yeah.
Dave and I will be there. We have us two, a special guest of Ian's. And if you want to hop on our card, please DM us or text us once you see this. I know you're real friends if you watch the podcast and you DM us. Um, so we'll be there. I'm really excited. It's something to do on a Friday that isn't just go to the bars and spend a bunch of money. It's outside with good people. So, you there, Dave?
I, yeah, I just got a really weird emergency alert on my phone.
Uh
Evacuations are still in place. Business owners on Main Street are requested to report to Main Street Post Office on Main Street to meet with Enbridge representatives, open their buildings, and ensure the building space is safe. Please do not call 911.
Wait, what's happening? Say that again.
There might be a gas leak on Main Street because Enbridge is the gas power here.
Oh yeah, I'm from
I
Park
don't
City.
know.
Park City has the forces evacuation Park City businesses along Main Street.
Ah,
Don't go to Park City.
got it. Well, I'm past Park City, so
That's why you got it and I didn't. Um,
that's a weird alert, man.
yeah.
Sitting here by the lake and just get warning evacuation. What don't I know?
uh, um, Dave, what happened yesterday?
Yesterday,
Yeah. What opened up yesterday?
Utah State. Was it? Wait, Utah State's right? Not.
Yes, Utah State's.
Well, that was a big fish that just jumped. Uh, dude, that thing had to have been at least 18 inches. That was a big boy.
It's about average.
Um, Easy there, killer. Yeah, registration for Utah State's opened up. It's gonna be a fun one. We're playing Brighton and Creekside.
Yes, so I have a page pulled up right now. Mr. Benjamin Marloff is our TD, Mandy and Chaz as assistants. Utah State's presented by Another Round, Salt Lake City, and MVP Disc Sports. Friday, all pro divisions, MA1 and FA1, are in the mountains. All other divisions are at Creekside. Day 2, that flip flop. So all pro divisions and MA1 and FA1 are at Creekside, and all AM divisions are at Brighton. And then Sunday we go back to the pros at Brighton, AMs at Creekside. Um, for you pro players, 125 is our sign up. Our AM players, it's $90. Real quick though, I meant to pull this up before, but let me go to the Instagram and kind of walk you guys through what you as AMs are going to be getting. 2 seconds, please. Because it is a
It's a
pretty.
really cool package.
It's a really cool package. Um,
I know custom stamp discs are in there.
I
I
believe.
believe a rack, a disc rack.
Yes. Let's see. I'm pulling it up Instagram right now. It's being a little slow. Okay, here we go. Utah State's August 8th through 10th, 2025. The logo also just looks amazing. Ben, you crushed it on that logo. The logo looks like my bear tattoo, if you guys have ever seen that. Beautiful logo. AMS player packs. MVP Disc Station 2. Custom stamp MVP disc. $20 to the shop plus AM payouts. Featured player pack item is that disc station. So I'm really excited to see Utah States this year. Me and Dave will be up there. We'll be filming it, doing all that. So
Yes, sir.
that's the big news.
Fortunately, I don't. You might be able to still play MA2 depending upon tee times.
I think dude. Honestly, when you were disconnected, we were talking about this, me and the podcast. But I, I just don't. It's not that I don't want to. It's that I would rather film. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather like focus on the filming at a tournament like that because we are being compensated, than worry about like playing and then going to film and then playing then going to film. It's too much stress
Yeah.
on my mind for one weekend. But one
Yeah. And
one
we could always go and play up at the Majestic and all that.
yeah, one thing I was thinking
Dude, I
about,
got some
Davers, is
waves crashing in.
you got waves crashing in.
I got waves crashing in.
Well, I have a fireworks party that I think we should sign up for. It's called Patriot Classic
Ooh,
down at Art.
fireworks party?
Yeah, Patriot Classic down at Art Die. You want to play with me?
When is it?
Um, it is. Hold on, I just had it up. All events. Hold on, I gotta go back to Utah because it made me.
I'll give you every event.
Yeah. Search. Patriot Classic is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, July 4th, 5th, and 6th. God, that is gorgeous.
It is, isn't it? Um, the 3 days, July 4th, 5th, and 6th,
Yep.
possibly. If it was 2 days, it'd be a lot easier.
Yep.
The fact that it's 3 days, I got to figure out because then I got to take off. Essentially, yeah, I would have to take off the other job too.
Yeah.
So I'll figure it out. I'll see if I have time.
Okay, let me know because
What my schedule's looking like.
I want to sign up, and I think you should too. So, that is there for you friends that should go play Patriot Classic. That is coming up soon as well. So, honestly, this is gonna be a real quick podcast because we don't have anything to talk about this week. We had something lined up for you guys, kind of fell through, but that will happen hopefully next week or the week after. Um,
We had Ricky lose another tournament that he should have won.
yep, Ricky lost tournament to Nicholas Antela, the Al Open. Let's run through it real quick. FPO Silva finally held off Kristen.
Dude, that's a good win for her. It doesn't matter who else is in the field. I feel like if she beats Christian, you beat the best person in FPL. Period.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So.
Silva shot a 6 under final round. Kristen shot 4 under. Silva was 1 stroke behind going into the final day with a banger of a day 2 at 7 under, whereas Kristen had a slow day 2 and she caught up. She shot 11 down. Kristen shot 10 down. Rachel Turton shot 1 down, and that was our. That's the gap you look at. 9 strokes between the top 2 and 3.
Yeah, it realistically is Silva versus Kristen right now at the European tournaments until the rest of the FPO field shows up.
Yep.
There are some really good young FPO players coming out of Europe right now, though.
Yes, there are. I mean, a 17 over tournament rated at a 9-10 for those ladies. Like, you see Annika Sten still out there. She's one of the bigger names from Europe, I would say. And she had a 954 rated event at even. So you see these ratings going up for these ladies, which is awesome, It's really, really cool to see. Like, Silva shot a 984 rated event with a 10-15 rated round day 2 to catch up to Kristen. And Kristen shot 1,000 rated round 1. So, the field might not be the strongest, but you can tell who the best 2 are out there week in, week out,
Yeah.
out of our Europeans.
Yeah. No, definitely good to see Silva get that win. I think that's just going to keep propelling her up and give her that confidence that she kind of needed.
Sure. Totally.
Because she's had three or four tournaments now that she could have won and just kind of couldn't hold it together against Kristen.
Yep. Yeah. Good on Silva. I'm cheering for Silva, man. I love watching her play. She is a smooth disc golfer, which is what we like to see.
Yeah, really good standstill. You don't really see that out of most people.
No, you don't. All right, jumping over to MPO. Ricky shooting 10 down round 1. You had Danielle Davidson and Justice Servi shooting 9 down, and Nicholas Antela 8 down. That's your top 4. The field actually was a lot closer than I thought. Obviously, the bottom being the bottom. Our man Eric Oakley had a really rough round day 1. I'm trying to see if there's any other Americans over there. Raven.
A few, I think.
Raven had a pretty rough round. James had a rough round. Ezra Aderhall shot even, tied 41st after round 1.
Cool.
KJ neg 3. Eli Swanson neg 6. So our Americans, they showed up, but they didn't play great. Round 2, you see Ricky take off again.
Eric did have a highlight.
Eric did have a highlight, yes. We'll get to that in just a second. Ricky shot up day 2, shooting 8 under. We'd see Silverlot shooting 8 under. We'd see a few other people shoot 8 unders and pretty still close to scoring. Nicholas Antela shooting 7, be 3 strokes behind Rick. We saw an Eric Oakley ace. We saw Oyvind Jarens ace as well. Eric Oakley's ace was honestly stellar.
It's such a pretty shot.
That's a dream ace right there. That is a dream ace right there.
Absolute baby flip. Eyes out. Skip ace.
What's crazy is he was not the only person to ace that hole that day.
Really?
Oven Jarens also had an ace on hole 8.
Nice.
Yeah, so 2 aces on the same hole, same day on Pro Tour. Not unheard of, but unlikely, which was pretty sick to see.
Yeah.
Round 3, Dave, take it away.
Oh, I don't have it pulled up.
I'll do it. Round 3,
you got it.
Ricky started off bogey and then went hot, 5 for 5 after that. And then after the double on 9, he couldn't quite keep that momentum going and pretty much parred out after there, having the birdie on the 15th. And Nicholas Antela just caught fire, played smart disc golf, kept in the fairways, didn't make mistakes. And on the 18th, he could afford a birdie or a bogey and still win, and that's what he did. You would see
he played very much his style of golf.
Yeah, you would see some hot rounds on Sunday. Nicholas Antela shooting 10 under. Lori Lehtinen shooting 12 under. Holger Hankinsson shooting 12 under. And then for our American boys, Ezra Aderhold would finish 10 under and tied 29th. Eli Swanson, neg 11, tied 27th. Conrad would miss cash at neg 4. And I believe Eric Oakley also missed cash after having a pretty rough round 1. Let me double check that though. Yep, Eric would miss cash. So rough day for some of our boys out there. Obviously, it's very different disc golf than what we see on the Pro Tour here on the U.S. side of things. So That's that.
Yeah. And then we got the preserve this weekend.
That's this weekend. Wow, dude, we're
It's,
already in preserve season.
yeah, dude, presented by Simon Line. I think this is one of the courses that he got to modify some of the holes.
Okay, what do you think about his name and his line of disc sponsoring an event?
I think it's fine right now. I don't know. I'm always just like in that frame of if you're a touring pro, like currently touring pro and currently towards the top, like when you design a course, you're kind of at that advantage of like I can make the holes so I want to play to my style and everything else. Now, do I think like Paul did that down in Florida or Simon did that here at Preserve? Probably not, just because those two guys are like some of the best disc golfers ever and can like throw any shot. But it does always feel a little bit like, if you're gonna do that, at least be like towards the end of like your recovering, right? Like, all right, I still want to be in disc golf. Let me do like course design, commentary, whatever kind of thing. I think that's kind of where I think about it, right? It's like it almost gives you an unfair advantage.
Sure. Yeah.
What about you?
I'm I like to bring in the MJ golf thing that has like kind of come and gone in the world, but for those of you who don't know, Michael Jordan made a golf course based around his play style. And it got to the point where his misses were actually being rewarded and other people's misses were being punished. We're not there yet. If we ever get there, I don't love it. I'm fine with it. I'm more wondering, is this an MVP move sponsoring it, or did Simon put his own money into sponsoring it? Like, that's more my question, right? Is Simon
Yeah,
putting this on, or is MVP putting this on with Simon backing? You know, or is Simon putting it on with MVP backing? Whatever it might be. Why is it Simon Line and not just another MVP?
yeah, like sponsored by Axiom Disc,
Mm-hmm.
Simon, designed or whatever.
Yeah. Um, I think it's a weird move, personally. I understand it could be about branding, but he brands himself enough as is, and I think the YouTube videos have proven that he
Yep.
can.
And then the weekend after next is the big one, at least for us. USWDGC,
USWDGC. 2 weeks,
which
baby.
I'm excited to watch that, see how it goes, you know, see what happens this year. Because for those that haven't seen or have, been keeping up with us, we're hosting USWDGC next season. So I'm very curious to see how this tournament goes, how it plays out, and kind of get some feedback from it and be like, all right, what do we need to do to, make this the best?
Yeah, yeah, it'll be
So
interesting. Um, yeah, that's a big one. Um,
it
other
is.
other news going on this past weekend, we had the United States Amateur Disc Golf Championships. It was just MA1. That was it. There was no MA2, only MA1 players. A guy
Okay.
named James Collier took it down. He is 999 rated. He shot um, a 1023 rated event um, from
Heck yeah.
Winslow, Arkansas. So, James, good on you, my man. I don't think we had any Utah people out there. I don't
Not that
believe
I
we
know of.
did. Not that I know of. Um, so if one of you was out there and we didn't know, please holler at us. But I don't think we had any Utah people out there.
No. We did have some PDGA rules updates that they're trying to make for next season.
Hit me with
I
it.
don't know if you saw those.
I did not.
The what was it? The time they want to do like time extensions now, where you can claim like two different instead of like the timeout thing, you could do an extension where you get additional time, but then you'd also only get like 30 seconds off the fairway. But if you're not like from your drive, if you're not on the fairway, you get 45 seconds instead of 30 seconds. Um, and then it's still just like a courtesy warning if you take too long, kind of thing. Um, they're just they're messing with the whole like pace of play, timing, and everything else, and it's getting real weird. And they're putting even um, more stuff on the players. I feel like.
Yeah. I
Um,
I think
I don't love that.
yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and here's why. We've already talked about pace of play so much in the past on this podcast, with that being MPO, local, cupcake, whatever it might be. And we're
Yeah,
now letting them have that extension, but there's no one's out there refereeing our sport, right? We are
right.
our own referees, and 99% of the time, we don't care if you take 32 and a half seconds. But
Well, and
if
even
you're,
Gannon came out and was like, "I'm never gonna call it."
yeah, why
You know?
why are we doing these time things when we don't have refs for our own sport now? This is just another ref thing that's gonna pop up.
Yeah,
Um, I find it a lack of PJ's confidence in making rules that make sense.
yeah.
So
They're just. I feel like they're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if anything sticks, and then being like, "Oh, okay, people don't like that. We'll change it and do this." But it's like it brings back the whole like Christian football thing too, right? It's like, well, if you're gonna have marshals, like have them be the ones making the call. But like, if they're not gonna make every call, then they shouldn't make any call.
yes,
And then you're like, all right, well now the players have to make even more calls, and you're like, cool, well they're just not gonna do it,
yeah,
you know? Like Gannon said, he's like, sometimes I take a minute to, figure out what I'm throwing or putting or whatever. He's like, I'm not going to call anybody else on it because the second he does it, he's like, I'm going to get targeted because I know I take a while.
yeah,
I was like, why would that make sense to me?
yeah.
So,
I think the best solution for the PDGA at this moment in time is say, hey, it's no longer 30 seconds, it's 45. We understand people takes more time. But if you as a card are playing slow, it's strokes on everyone, right?
yeah, you get,
Then we get the enforcement from the players. It's like, hey, we're giving you more time in general, but if you guys can't keep pace of play,
the marshal comes and, goes, hey, if you guys don't pick it up, whole card gets stroked by, 2 holes.
yeah, it's got to be something like that where it's less of this gray area that we have in our sport and other sports, but it's less of this gray area, right?
Yeah,
And it's more of a hey, we're giving you X amount of time, but if we come follow your card and it's over X amount of time by more than one player in one instance, and you guys aren't calling it, it strokes on everyone on the card. You know,
yeah,
I think that's a fair enough way where we're giving more benefit to the players, but more power to the players as well.
absolutely. And it's easy enough to know. You just look at the scorecards and you see, hey, there's, a 3-hole difference between your card and the card in front of you. Clearly, you guys are moving slow. Like, pick it up.
Yeah, you know.
Like, it's a super easy way. You're not out there timing every single person. It's just like, cool. Why is there a backup on hole 10? It's like, oh, because nobody's on 11 or 12 or 13. Clearly, there's a problem.
Yes. Um,
Yeah.
And things do happen. We do have lost discs situations. We do have other like time restraint thing, like someone has to get to a weird lie or whatever. Maybe we give them,
Or bathroom breaks.
yeah, maybe we give them that 1 minute. You know that the PGA is talking about, like, hey, on the fairway you get 45 seconds now. Off the fairway you get 1 minute once you address your lie. But
Yeah.
you know, maybe we could do something like that too. It's the same concept, just bending that situation.
It's also hard because as a player, you're supposed to be the one, like, technically it's a courtesy violation if you don't watch somebody else's shot. But if I'm tucked away in the woods, I'm going to find my disc. Okay? Like, if you're behind me but in the fairway and I'm, 50 feet up but in the woods, I'm going to go into the woods and start searching while you throw your shot,
Yeah,
which technically is a courtesy violation, but it helps us pace the play.
yeah,
And so it's like, cool, well, if I have to sit here and watch now and everybody gets 45 seconds, like, I don't know. I I think the sport needs to figure it out and become more of that, like, less is more, you know?
yeah,
The whole football thing, right? How we were talking about how it should just be like 2 feet. Like you get like the width of like 4 discs essentially behind your line.
yeah. Think of,
Like,
instead of a piece of paper, two pieces of paper, and then two more pieces of paper. You know.
yeah. Like you're not really getting an unfair advantage at that point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll get off my soapbox now about the rules, but I think less is more, and I think they're overcomplicating things.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you. Yeah, Dave, that's all we got for the week. Another short podcast. We have ideas for you guys. We're just not getting people out on them right now. So
Yeah, yeah. The summertime, everybody's busy, very busy.
yep. Um,
But
Last thing, if anyone knows anyone who is hiring, please text me. Please, I'm bored. I'm editing videos too much now. I know you haven't seen them, but yes, I need to have a chat with Dave about some camera settings. That's why I'm editing videos too much. But we'll do that
gotcha.
after the podcast. So,
Sounds good, sir.
sounds good. Any last words, Davers?
Look at that view.
Look at that view, baby.
Summertime in Utah, baby.
Beautiful,
Can't be.
beautiful. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.